8 band or 90 score in PT writing exam nowadays is not as easy as it used to be. But who says people still can't achieve it? But with proper planning, training and dedicated effort, it is still doable. As you can see on our YouTube post, many of the students are still getting 8 band. So what I am going to give to you is a proper plan and a stepped approach if you desire to get an 8 band score or a 90 in PT writing. Keep watching till the end, like and subscribe. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing great. Now it does not matter what your current English levels are. This approach or these steps that I'm going to share with you is applicable for everyone. Some may require more effort, the others may require less effort, but the pathway is exactly the same. And if you decide to follow this approach religiously, then definitely you will see the same improvements as our students are getting. So whatever techniques and approach that I'm going to share with you, if you work religiously on it, then 100% score improvement will be guaranteed. If you don't trust me, then you can join us for a demo class for our live classes, and then you will see in what level of detail we go in it to crack the PT writing module and every other PT exam module. All you just need to do is WhatsApp us or Telegram us, and then we will get in touch with you, and then we will provide you not only unlimited classes but the app access for 3 months with multiple everything resources unlimited to you till you get the desired scores. So hit subscribe and let's start cracking what that particular approach that can get you an 8 band or 90 score in the PT writing module. Like and subscribe. To begin with, let's start understanding what the core modules of writing are at the present state of the exam. Of course, the exam has changed. So this part is I have also shared in other videos, but what I wanted to show it to you in this particular video is that essays are definitely important. And multiple parameters are assessed in essays. People think that only losing marks for spelling or grammar marks will not affect the other parts, but what they actually see is the whole score goes down because of these two. I'll talk in more detail what I am trying to say. Summarize written text remains easy and it is still achievable using the approach that I shared with you. In the 3 approaches for the summarized written text, you can take any of them and you will be able to get those marks. But don't do some practice, don't take any risk in the exam. Then comes summarize spoken text, which is a listening task but also contributes a great deal to your writing. Again, over here you have to be very careful with the spellings, your grammar, as well as both these questions, summarize spoken text and essays, requires you to exhibit whatever your capacity is in terms of phrase writing. Compound, complex sentences must be written to get good scores in the extended writing, otherwise nothing happens. And that's a fact. Many of you have been trying with several templates, with this approach, that approach, but the scores just doesn't rise. I'll tell you exactly what the approach is. And then comes write from dictation, which still is a good amount of contributor to your writing score. So don't ignore that question as well and try to reach that in the exam. So time your listening module particularly well so that you don't miss the chance to attempt these questions. The other questions, essay, summarize written text, summarize spoken text, all the questions are self-timed. So you are given a fixed amount of time, all for essays, summarize written text and summarize spoken text, and you have to finish the task within that time. So practice some typing as well, because this is a computer-based exam. If your typing is really slow, even though your English is up to the level after following this approach, your typing is going to stab you behind. So number 2 thing is, whenever you start with your preparation, it's always good to select a good guru or a good instructor or a teacher or an institution. I know there is a lot of noise on the internet where people flood you with the advertisements and it's difficult for you to judge. But I'll tell you in the end as well how to select your teachers or institutions properly. So watch their videos and you will understand if their approach is focusing on grammar or not. You can ask for demo sessions as well. Focusing on grammar, focusing how to improve your spellings, and not just that, also give you a word list of most repeated spellings like we offer on our YouTube channel. There are 2 types of memberships that we offer, priority and VIP. In the VIP plan, you will get the spellings list, the vocabulary list, grammar ebooks, multiple things that we have for you. And then focus should be on the phrase writing, because that is where people lack in extended writing, inability to make compound and complex sentences, and that's why you see the scores drop. And because the essays has become much more important than it used to be. Previously there was reading, writing, fill in the blanks, listening, fill in the blanks, also contributing to your writing scores, but now it is not. And feedbacks, is most definitely important. What is right now happening with you guys is you go to some uni or academy websites, you try some essays, you get the scores, and then you start trusting that score. What is happening is those AIs are not capable of giving you the right amount of feedback, the right level of problems that you have in your response, because it's an AI, right? And it's not the real Pearson AI. So what a feedback should be oriented is from a good teacher who can pinpoint to you in the right direction. Now, in our live classes sessions, of course, we do give the feedbacks in the classes, as well as our app is also designed to give you a very detailed feedback, pinpointing you towards the mistake. And even after that, we encourage students to ask for more feedbacks, attempt more writing questions. We have a dedicated WhatsApp group for students where they constantly keep on sending their responses, and when we pinpoint it, what the problems are, and they see a lot of improvements. We have seen many students starting from very low scores and improving a great deal in writing. So a good guru, a good approach is selection. First thing that you have to do. The second thing, as you know that 2 of the questions that come from the listening module are contributing to your writing. So do not ignore your listening skills. What people do is they keep on focusing on the writing part, which is summarize written text and essays, but they tend to forget about listening. Listening is a very important part of the exam. It contributes to your reading as well, and it is related to your speaking scores as well. So roughly half of the exam scores are coming from your listening skills. So do not ignore it. Always try to improve your listening skills, whether it's podcast or whatever. If you are one of our live class students, then you will know that on our portal, we do access lots of listening podcasts that the students can listen and improve and practice and sharpen their listening skills. Again, do not ignore the spellings as well, because what happens is, as I was telling you, and I will show you shortly, the impact of spelling mistakes or impact of grammar mistakes. First of all, spelling mistakes are very strict in the PT exam. If you make one mistake, 1 point for spelling is gone. If you make the second mistake, both points for spelling is gone in all the writing questions. So in summarized written text, there is no marks for spelling because you see the whole text right in front of you, but in other questions, there will be marks. And if you keep on making spelling mistakes, it is going to impact the other areas like content, your vocabulary, and even your general linguistics. So spellings is very important, and that's why we have produced that list, monthly updated list, offering through our VIP membership plan. Of course, if you are a live class student, you will have access to everything, not just the list, but also tips and tricks how to improve them. The next thing is we have to start with basic approach. Now, whatever you have learned throughout your life, you may have learned something wrong as well. Like it's a very common habit for people from Indian subcontinent to say, we didn't talked about that. So that's a very wrong sentence. You say you didn't, and then you say talked, both thing in the past tense. You may or you may not know, implicitly you are making this kind of mistakes. So start from the scratch and we stick to the basics. We break it down into the elements that help you to combine and make phrases, and that too without any grammar mistakes. So this is where you have to work, understanding simple sentences first, and then how you compound using 2 simple sentences. It's easy, right? In summarized written text also, you guys do that. Combine 2 sentences using a conjunction. That becomes a compound. Whereas complex is also similar to compound, but you have to start with something like although, not only, while, when. Those kind of sentences will turn out to be complex sentences where you will use one main clause and multiple subordinate clause. Minimum one subordinate clause will make it a complex sentence. This is what is tested in your writing. If you're just writing simple sentences, you will not get good score for your extended writing, and that's where the score starts dropping. So now you understand the importance. Do not ignore them. What other mistakes you have to completely take care of is, we have already discussed about spellings and grammar. You have to take these 2 very seriously. And I also told you about the impact. I will show you the essay writing scoring parameters. There are 7 of them. And then I'll show you the impact of spelling and grammar. What happens? They indirectly lower your score, and that is a fact. So let me show you a sample. What happens when you make some kind of grammar mistake, or in this case, there is no spelling mistake. So one grammar mistake and then some points from other things are also deducted. So what is happening here? Because of the grammar, the AI is not able to understand few other things as well. Sometimes it may not be able to make the sense out of what is expected from you in terms of general linguistics and development structure, and coherence can also break because of the grammar. So this is what can happen to you in the exam as well. And as I was telling you about the scoring parameters for essay writing, you can see here what is going to impact you and how. That's what you will understand here. Content, as you know, 6 points. Now development structure coherence 6 points, and then general linguistics also 6 points. 18 points already coming from here. But when you make simple grammar mistakes, when you make simple mistakes, you are thinking I'm only losing 2 points for each. 2 points for spelling, 2 points for grammar. So I should still get 22 out of 26. But that's wrong. And that's where people get lower scores, because spellings will directly affect your vocabulary, spellings will directly affect your content score as well. And it is also related to general linguistics. Same thing with grammar also. The development structure can break. The coherence can break because of grammar mistakes, and also impacts the general linguistics. So that's why people get lower scores when their essays are full of grammar mistakes, full of spelling mistakes. Same thing applies to summarize spoken text as well, and also summarize written text. If inadvertently or accidentally you make some grammar mistakes, then the scores will be impacted for the content and other parts as well. So be careful about that. Understand the question and understand the module properly. Number 5 is, again, you have to keep on focusing. When you have perfected the grammar, when you have improved the spellings, then you have to focus on the phrase writing part. So phrase writing is very, very simple. You have to start with simple sentences, and then you have to make compound and complex. Let me do a short demo here for you. So what I'm going to do is make a simple sentence right in front of you using the grammar rules. So let's say Peter plays piano. That becomes the subject, verb, object. Now these are nouns. Peter and pianos are nouns according to subject, verb, object. And before the nouns, we can use what? Adjectives, articles. What can I say? The intelligent Peter plays piano, because the intelligent Peter now becomes very specific. That's why we have to use the article. We can't say a intelligent or an intelligent Peter, because I'm talking about a specific Peter here. Plays piano. Which kind of piano I can talk about? A string piano. Plays a string piano. Again, article before noun, adjective before a noun. So this becomes a phrase. And now if you want to combine it, make it compound or complex, what do? You use a conjunction, right? And, but, whatever. And then you write another simple sentence similar to what we have written here. And then we can say, if you want to relate it to the same subject, then we can say, and his friends, new subject now, his friends do what? Play football. Okay. And his friends, because this is a plural subject, then it becomes singular noun, and then football. And again, you can start describing his close friends using adjective. His close friends play football. Which kind of football? You can say American football or European football, because it's a very proper noun. So we will have to capitalize it if you are using such sentences, European football. And then you can add adverbs as well to talk about how they are playing. They play perfectly. And as you know, adverbs doesn't necessarily need to be close to the verb. You can fit it. Now you see, how long is the sentence? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 words already. You can continue adding another clause and expanding. So who says that it is very complex to write a complex sentence or a compound sentence? Stick to the basics, and then you will know the art of doing it properly. As I told you before, this is something similar to what we do. Of course, in our live classes, we do it in much more detailed form. We write the whole essay using the simple approach, and then give the tips to the students, what mistakes they are making, how to use the rules of articles, how to use the prepositions as well. Sometimes you can use prepositions to expand the sentences. So there are different ways that you need to understand. Once you understand everything, then getting the scores is not difficult. Writing the whole essay is not difficult. Then I have to tell people that, oh, there's only 300 words you need to write. Sometimes people get in the flow, they write more than 300 words, 320 words, because now they are expert in writing. So that's what happened, and then we need to control them in terms of length, because everything else is perfect. No grammar mistakes, no spelling mistakes. That's the level you get to if you follow a proper planned approach. And one thing you have to avoid at all costs is avoid the wordy templates. These templates do not work in the exam anymore. So if anyone is giving you any false promises related to the templates, bigger templates, just put keywords or just put one phrase here and there, those kind of templates will not work. Absolutely, it will turn out to be disaster for you. You will spend a lot of money for the exam and then results will not come out satisfactorily. That's for sure. And another risk factor in the market is related to the unqualified teachers. I'm not saying individual teachers are not expert, but some people who have not even taken the exam before are actually training other people. Okay, it depends on the person who is understanding, or you as a student, you are still able to cope up with it, but they will not teach you the proper techniques because they haven't taken the exam themselves. Whereas on the other hand, we, or the other people who have done it, actually they can relate it directly to the exam. I'll give you one example of a teacher who I was speaking to. Respond to situation which is a speaking question, also has an audio, also has a transcript right in front of you, and she was advising me to take notes for it. That should be part of the strategy. But if you use your common sense, you will understand that listening is also a waste here. The notes are entirely given to you right in front of you. Why do we need to make notes? So that's what happened when people are not experienced themselves. You will find a lot of profiles on LinkedIn or other places where people will tell, I have trained hundreds of students, these are the results, but check them. Take a demo and understand their level as well. Check their grammar as well. Are they making the grammar mistakes? So with these kind of teachers, definitely you will find they are themselves making some grammar mistakes when they are speaking or writing. So that will mean that they are not qualified. So please beware of that. Take a demo and understand their approach. If it is a proper approach, they are able to demonstrate the usage of grammar themselves or not. And if you are selecting bigger companies, then of course you go for reading the reviews. And reading the reviews, don't read the 5-star reviews that are on the top. Select the lowest rating like this. An example, click on the lowest. You can Google any company, like you can Google us as well. Go to the lowest and read the hardships of the people who have faced. You will find even for the bigger companies, there are some unhappy souls there because they face some kind of problems. So I'm not criticizing anyone, but it all depends on the volume and the level of care they can provide it to you. So if you are enrolled with us, you will see the difference. We value each and every student. I personally interact with many of the students, all of the students, and then whatever questions, doubt they have, they can ask me personally. So that's the level of confidence that people get when they join some institution, that yes, I am taken care of. That's the care factor that you get. So these are all part of your planning. And once you have conquered all the basic grammar part, the selection process, good institution, good materials, good knowledge, then no one can stop you from getting an 8-band or a 9-band score. And if you are still deciding where to go, what to study, just attend a demo class with us. You can WhatsApp us or Telegram us. We do provide live classes, PT training, complete training, unlimited training, all sorts of training focused on you, and also a practice platform where you get very detailed feedback that will help you to pinpoint the mistakes, even though you are not interacting with the teachers, which of course we will force you to do, to interact with us, to help us to solve your problems. And in the meantime, if you are just preparing from somewhere else because you have already paid there and you just need a little bit boost, you can explore 2 of our memberships that we offer on our YouTube channel, Priority and VIP. In Priority, we give you the latest exam repeated questions for both academic and PT core exam. And in the VIP, you get a lot more, not just the questions, but vocabulary list, spelling list, grammar ebooks, templates, exclusive access to videos, grammar shortcuts as well. And before you go, do watch the video that we made on essays and summarized spoken text that will strengthen your knowledge further. Keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT topics. See you soon.